cuties, I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, honestly, it was a solid episode. Nothing overly exciting happened, but it was still a good episode. So I'm going to give it a 7. It was solid. Let's just jump right into this. We see Chase and Dante. Chase comes back into the building, the police station. He gets a standing ovation. They're all clapping and cheering for him, the different officers and everyone, because he has his badge back and he's ready to get back to work. So sorry, let me do this. So they're all excited for him to, finally get him back. So he sits down with Dante, and Dante has his workload for him. And one of the cases is Cody's because he's still being um convicted of stealing Gladys's bracelet at the nurse's ball. That happened feels like so long ago. So Chase tells Dante, it looks like Cody's guilty, and Dante is like, everything is not always what it seems, and you of all people should know that, because everything that Chase had with Brooklyn and all of these things, sometimes people can look guilty, but they're really innocent, or they're trying to do the right thing. And he says, I believe that Cody really values his friendship with Sasha, so I just don't see him doing this, and he thinks he's being framed. So they really need to look into that. And I was like, okay, yeah. They talk a little bit about Brooklyn, y'all know. So anyways, then we see that Brooklyn is talking to Tracy, and Tracy says, it's time to pay up, girl, for me helping you get your man his job back. And she's just like, please no. Like, this isn't the time. I said, girl, when you ask Tracy for the favor, she's not asking is convenient for you now for you to pay me back. She wants to know now. She wants it done now. And so she wants her to go back to deception and give her all the business on what's coming down the pipeline and everything. And so she says, like, why do you want this information? And Tracy said, because I want to line my pockets with money. And she said, oh my goodness. And so she doesn't want to do it. And Tracy said, don't you forget, I'm the reason that Chase is back at work, not you and your little speech. You know how much money it cost me to pull those strings behind everyone's letting him have his position back. And she said, plus I got him on speed dial, so I could tell him what you did. And so Tracy calls up Chase, and she's talking to him on the phone and telling him, she would love to meet him for lunch and all this and that. She makes it sound very innocent. And then she gets off the phone and he says, what do you think Tracy wants? And Dante said, I'd watch my back if I was you, because ain't no telling what she wants. And then Tracy tells Brooklyn, it's up to you. You want to go back to deception, or do you want me to have this lunch with Chase? And she said, fine, I'll go back to deception. Ooh, child. To be honest with you, I didn't know Brooklyn had left Deception. I still thought she was doing it. She was never really there anyways. So yeah, so she's going to be going back, and I said, another lie. Like, just tell the truth. All she had to do was go and tell Chase, hey, I pulled some strings, and I went to my grandmother to ask for help. That's like, tell the truth. Oh gosh, that's why I can't get with them. So anyways, so then we see Sasha, Maxie, and Gladys. So at first yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, Maxie, how selfish are you? But once Maxie started explaining why this was a good idea for Sasha, and how women saw themselves in Sasha and people are rooting for her, they love a good comeback story. So that Sasha should do this. And I was like, you know what? I agree. And Sasha, after hearing it, she was starting to feel like, you know what? Yeah. And you know who doesn't want this to happen, because she doesn't want Gladys does not want Sasha gaining her strength back mentally, and people being able to see that she's doing well. Why? Because y'all know that means Gladys wouldn't have those purse strings anymore of Sasha's. Sasha, she's where's the accountant? Because because Sasha has money. So where's the accountant? Where is the forensics? Forensic, is it a forensic accountant? Where she needs to get somebody to go through her money and and her ledgers and her bank statements, her accounts, because she would be able to see. Sasha is just too trusting of Gladys and everything. So Gladys says, I legally can say no, she can't do it. But then Sasha says she wants to do it and everything. And it really leads to the point where Maxie tells Gladys she's fine. Like, why do you not want her to do this when she's fine? And it's showing people that she can do it. And she said, well, I'm her family. Um, and she said, Maxie told Gladys she's able to do this now, and people saw her have that meltdown before, but she's good now. Like, why would you not want her to be able to show people that she's stronger now and she can do this now? And and Gladys said, Maxie said something to Gladys, and she called it a low blow. I love Sasha and everything, but we all know this is all about the money. So then, when Gladys leaves, because she finally says, "Okay, fine, I agree, you can," for Sasha to do it. When she leaves, um, Maxie is another person who tells Sasha to watch out for Gladys. She didn't say it like out loud and like everyone else, but she is telling her, you need to watch Gladys because she wants to still see you as a victim, and you're not a victim. Like, you're strong. You're a beautiful, strong, intelligent woman, and the world needs to see that. So then Miss Wu is over here talking to Cody and he wants back in the game. She said, "Sir, you are a thief. Why would I put you back in my games?" He said, "Because people you would have to explain how I got in there in the first place." And she said, "They trust me. So it's like it ain't that big of a deal." And plus he tells her, he told her Gladys set me up and she said, "I don't give a care. I'm not interested in this. I don't care." I said, "I love me some Miss Wu." They didn't really need to give her more of a storyline. And so then Gladys comes up and she's like, "What would you believe, Cody? Whatever he says is a lie." I said, Gladys, dang. And Miss Wu told them both to hush. And she don't care about none of this that they're talking about, but she will let Cody in the game, and she'll let Gladys in the game as well, and hopefully her luck turns around. So then we go over here and they have made it back, and Curtis, Portia, and no, not Curtis, Taggart, Portia, and are hugging and loving up on Trina. And then Laura and Spencer say, "We're going to go and get baby Ace checked." And Trina was like, "You want me to come with you?" He said, "No, I think you should really stay with your family because Spencer is a good guy." And he's like, "Stay with your family," because he sees she's warming up to her mom and everything. So she goes and she stays with them, and we see Spencer and Laura. He's telling baby Ace the exam's not gonna be bad at all. And Laura comes in and he tells her, "I was just telling Ace how you used to take me to the doctor and you'd be like, I could get a lollipop." And so she said some things never change. And so she gave him this orange lollipop and he was like, "My favorite." So it was a cute little moment with them. And then she tells him, because he says, "I know, he's gonna get checked out, and then I know, he Esme has to be here because that is his mom." And Laura said, "See, I knew you were gonna feel that way because we already know." Laura called Esme and told her to come, and so that's why I was hoping you would be understanding. He said, "Be understanding a little." I said, "Look at Laura trying to clean it up." So Esme comes in and she grabs up on her baby. It's just like, oh my gosh. And Spencer didn't want to, but I mean, he's understanding that that's her child. So he gives Ace over and she is just so ecstatic to see him. And then Austin comes in and checks out Ace and everything for them. Um so then we see that they're ready to go home, and Spencer says all three of us will be staying at my grandmother's, and they say, "Yeah, we understand. Let's go." And so, okay, so then when Spencer and Laura left, that left Curtis, Portia, Taggart, and Trina, and she tells them, "I want to talk to my dad." And Curtis looked. I said, "Sir, she's not talking about you. She's not talking about you, not yet." So then, baby, why Curtis got to be like this? Portia was like, "I was so worried." He said, "Portia, it's over." I said, "Now, Curtis, you ain't have to do my girl like that. You could could have just said thank you for the concern. You could have talked about the trip. You could have deflected, but she went, Portia, it's over. Like she said, but is it though, Curtis? I said, oh my gosh, you're gonna make her beg, Portia. But you were in the wrong, so I guess you can beg when you were the person in the wrong. So she's trying to tell him, she still wants to try to work things out, and that she was worried about him because he was on a dangerous mission. He said there were times when I thought I might not make it back, but before they could really get into their conversation, Hursley comes and he talks to Curtis because they want to offer him a job at the WSB, and he's like, I don't know. And he said, I have my nightclub and I'm content with that. And Hursley is just like, well, here's my card. If you change your mind, I think you'll find that nightclub boring when it comes to saving the world. And so I think this right here is about to be a storyline for something. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. So then we see Trina goes in and she talks to Taggart and she tells him that she really wants to find out who the father is, her father is. She knows the one thing she can learn from her mom is to not keep secrets, not lie, and she wants her family to be an open book. So that's one of the things she wants to do. And she tells him, he said, you don't need my permission for that. And she said, I don't need your permission, but I'm asking for your blessing. And I believe, is she, hold on, she said, I don't need your permission, but I'm asking for your blessing. And of course, he's going to give her um, his blessing. So that's pretty much it with them. So then we go over here and we see that they all get together, and Trina lets them know that she is going to go ahead and ask she's going to go ahead and get the DNA testing, and they're like, okay, cool. And Portia just tells her, I wish I hadn't put you in this position in the first place. And she said, yeah, but we don't want any more secrets, so it was just something we have to get done. So then we see they all come out. Esme, Spencer, and Laura come up on them, and he tells Trina, we're going to all go home now. Ace is in good health and we're gonna all go home now. And they're like, okay. And Trina and Spencer looking at each other. He walks by her and touches the back of her arm, and that's it. And I said, okay, well, what's okay? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Trina and Spencer, but I'm not mad at it. I know that might seem weird because I always talk about, oh my gosh, Brooklyn and Chase, but it's different with them because their parents were around. They know how they feel about each other. They've spent time on the plane and everything. Um, but their parents are around. Trina isn't 100% in agreement with, him taking Ace and everything. So, um, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad if they take their time with this romance, only because they're still very young. Like Brooklyn and Chase, come on. Y'all, like, how old are y'all now? Like, y'all can open up your mouths and tell each other how you feel about each other. But these two are really young and it's complicated. And so they have a lot of stuff going on in their personal life, like her trying to find out who her father is, him losing his father, um, you know, having a brother by Esme who he doesn't 100% trust, because we don't know if Esme, is gonna get her memory back. So they have complications going on right now. So we'll see. But anyways, guys, that was General Hospital today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for the final episode of the week of what happened on the Soap General Hospital edition. Goodbye.